Welcome student. In this video class we shall discuss about list, slicing and nested list in Python. Now for this I have created one program, a simple one, where I have an initialized list which by the name L1, okay, and these are the values that I have put inside. If you can see, there are altogether 8 values separated by commas. So usually if you just have to print this particular list, you just have to say print L1. Alright, so you can see if I run now, what you're going to see is the list. Okay, all those numbers that is inside the list. Now list slicing would mean that, suppose if you want to slice the list, slice means I want from here till here, I want to print only these 4, or maybe I want just the first 4, maybe I want just the last 4. This is what we call as list slicing. So how do we do that? It's very similar to the range function which we have done. We always have 3 things, okay, to remember when we use slicing. Okay, so slicing will be separated by 2 colon in this way. Okay, so we will have the starting, okay, the start, that's the syntax, okay, and then we have the end. But usually the end, whatever specified here, it will be -1, okay, or I would say stop, start and stop, okay, just for an explanation purpose. And then this would be the step. Usually the default is 1. It will go from 23 to 45 to 1, as you can see in these values, okay. So it's going to go by one step, like that, for the steps, okay. But suppose if you want to jump by 2, by 3, then you can specify here. Now first of all, before we start this, remember that everything goes by index. So so we'll have index in this way: 0, 1, 2, 3. Then we have just my microphone properly. Okay. Then we have 4, then 5, then 6, and 7. Okay. So though we have 8 values, you see that the index will be from 0 to 7. Okay. And also you know that from the back side also in Python it allows, okay, we have index like -1, then we have -2. Okay, so these are also indexes. Okay, so either you want to go by 0 to 7 or you want to go by -1. Okay, and -1 will always start from -1 from the back, not 0. Okay, so remember that. Then we have -6 and -7, so last would be -8. So any value you want out from this list, you can just use the index accordingly. What index you give, that index will be printed to you, right? So let's say now, okay, to start with, I've written something like this. You see, to start with, if I give this one, okay, print L1 4, that this would mean what? I want that the index 4. Now how do you know which one is the index 4? You just count 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, right? So this is your index 4. So if I save this and I run, you will see it's going to print 24, because in index 4 we have 24, right? That's so slicing only, because you are accessing only one element from the middle, okay, in the list, right? Now going further, let's say now I want to specify the slicing with these columns. Okay, so what I'm trying to do, if you specify only 2 in this way, okay, so it means that you are giving just the beginning and the ending, okay, the, which means there is no step at all. Okay, so following this, you can see that if I give, suppose I give 2 and 4, it means this, that semicolon is missing, which means what is missing? The ending, the step. The step part is missing here. Okay, that is this part, right? The step part is missing, which means this one that you mentioned here, okay, would mean the starting and the ending only. And as I've said, the starting would mean, okay, from that index, which means you'll be 0, 1, then 2, right? So which means from 1 and then coming to the ending till where you have specified 4, it would mean 4 minus 1, which is 3. Now if you go by index again, 0, 1, 2, 3. Okay, so when I save this and I run, you will see that it's printing only the index 2 from 2 onwards, okay, till 3, okay, because you have mentioned 4, right? So to understand better, again, you see you have 2 starting and ending. You've given 4, but then as I've said, stop means stop minus 1, so 4 minus 1 would mean 3, hence you're getting only 1 and 67, so which means 67 and 1 only. Okay, so these two only will be printed if you give in this way, right? Now next, let's say I give now 2, 4 I've already given. So let's say now I give just the beginning. What happened? When you give only the beginning, it means you have mentioned only the starting. Okay, only the starting. So which means there's no ending. You have not specified any ending nor a step. So it will print till the end. Okay, that is from index 2 onwards, everything else. So you can see from index 2 we have 1, okay, in index 2, and till the end that is till 100 it's printing. Okay, that's because you do not mention anything. Okay, so coming to the next example, if I give 2, this is a step, that is I have not given the starting nor the ending, okay, but I have given the step. This would mean what? The entire list, but it will jump by 2, only the steps, which means you can guess now it will be 23, 1, 24, then 20. It won't go stepwise, otherwise usually it goes by 23, 45, right? So let's run this. You will see that it's printing 23 and it has jumped. It comes to 1, then instead of 67 directly it goes to 24, and again it jumps by 2 steps and you get 20, right? So you can omit any one of these if you want also. And remember, if you give empty, you don't specify anything, like in this case, have we specified anything? Nothing, so it'll print everything else. Okay, now that is this. Now again, if suppose you give just the ending. Now I have not given the starting, but just the ending. If you give just the ending, it means it start from 0 onwards, that is 23, that is 0, but it will go till that ending. Ending again, since you have specified 4, it will be 4 minus 1, so it will be 0, 1, 2, and 3. So you'll have 23, 45, 1, and 67, like you can see here in the output. Okay, now moving to our next example. Now we can also print backward. Okay, that is from the back. All right, so by specifying the index from the last, that is I'm starting from -1. If I say I'm starting from -1, it means from here, which means I am pointing 100. Okay, then if then next the ending I'm not giving, which means till the beginning will come. Okay, now why it's coming to till the beginning? Okay, usually if you give anything like this and if you don't give the ending, it will go forward, which means it will go, if there is a 8 index here, it will go to the 8th one. Okay, but since you want to go down, that is you're coming in descending, okay, 100, then it should print 20, then you need to specify the step. Usually the step is 1, right? That is, suppose if you are here, if your step is by default you don't specify, it'll go to 5, then it'll go to 20. Suppose if you are here and if you give 2, then it'll jump by 2 steps as we have seen just now. But if you want in descending order, then it means if you are here, you'll want to come to 20, coming down. So that's when you have to specify the step as -1. Okay, so when you specify the step as -1, that's when it will come down. So this is very important if you want to print in descending order. Okay, so let's just run this and you can see that it's printing 125 everything in descending order. Why? Because you have specified so. Okay, you set starting from -1 and then ending you do not give, but then the step you mention -1. Of course, if it's just in ascending order, you never have to mention 1 to go by stepwise. But then that is default that you have seen here. Here we do not give the step. You see, we give the starting, the ending, but then we do not give the step because by default it is 1 because we're going by step one step. But then if you're coming down, it's very important that you mention, even though you don't want to skip by 2 steps, even though you want to come down by 1 step, you have to specify -1. Please remember this, right? So coming to our next example, then this is another way you could do if you want to print till the end, like we did just now. It's printing from 100 onwards, okay, and it's going to 23, right? So it's coming down. So what happened is, like, you don't have to mention, because by default if you don't mention the ending, it will go till the end. In case, let's say you want to specify, how do you specify? If you want from, like in this case, this and this will give you the same output, okay? But then suppose if you want to specify, the best thing is, like, you don't know the length, you need to know the length of the list. Like in this case, in this example, I've showed there are 8 values, so it is -1 to -8, 8 values, right? 8 elements are there, so it is still -8. So how, if suppose your list is 10, the size is 10, which means then you'll have -1 till -10. So how do we get that? We can get that easily to make it more flexible. If you just give length L1, what will it give? It will give 8 in this case because there are 8 elements in this list. But as I've said, okay, since we are coming down in this example, so we will say we want -8, isn't it? So length L1 will give you, 8 here. This part will give you 8, but since you're saying from -1 till -8, then you need to mention that minus in the front. That is in descending order. If you are printing in ascending order, normally you don't have to do that. Anytime you know that if you don't mention the length, the ending, it will go till the end. Okay, you don't have to mention it also, no problem. Okay, because it's going to print till the end. This I'm just showing if in case you want to, suppose you have a list which you do not know. This list you made, it's like a static. I've given 8 values, but if you ask from the user, okay, initially they might enter 5, sometimes they might enter 10, they might enter 11, 12, any number of elements. So in that way you will not know what is the size exactly. So in those cases, then you can go for, you can use the length, okay, right? So but either way, if you want to till the end, you don't have to mention. Like in this previous example, I did not mention anything. You can see I have not given till -8. I do not say that, but then it will go till the end. So if it is supposed in ascending order also, you have seen that if I do not give the middle one, let's do this here, okay? Suppose now I want to, if it's too much for you, too much for example, let me just comment all of them, okay? You might just get confused, so I'm commenting all of them and printing just the last two, okay? Now suppose in ascending also, okay, in ascending order, suppose I want that the beginning, okay, will be there, okay? Like in this case, I will give starting, I want to start from 2, index 2, ending I don't specify, let's say I don't give any ending, okay? But then step I want, let's say 1. Do I have to give this one? No. Okay, by default it's going to go step 1 only, okay, if it is ascending order. So you will see that if I omit these and I give just 2, it will print from index 2 till the end, because even the ending also you didn't specify, you didn't say I want till half or anything, so it's going to print till the end. Just have a look at these 3 output, 4 actually with the first one, okay? So the first one is printing the list, all the list. The second one you can see it's printing 100 25, 24, 67, then 1, then 45, then 23. Okay, so then what happened here is that in the second one here, when you giving length, okay, what happened, it is printing till -7. You will see that here. Okay, so you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, right? Why? That also is very important. Remember that the ending, if you give -8, it's going to be -7. If you give -7, it's going to be -6. Like if we give, in this case, you've seen, if I give 5, it's going to be 4. If you give 4, it's going to be 3. Because by default, here is going to be, as I've said, the start and the stop is always -1. But here we have mentioned -8 actually. Okay, indirectly using the length, because length will give you 8. -8 actually it's still here. You can see it's supposed to print 23 also, but you will see that it's not printing 23. Okay, why? Because it stopped one ahead, because it will not print like the previous one, you see. Okay, because you mentioned 8, it will be -7, and in -7 we have till 45, hence you get the output till 20, this 45. Okay, as for the last one, you see the output you're getting in this way because you have given only the starting. Okay, so it will start from index 2, and in index 2 what we have, in index 2 we have 0, this is index 0, index 1, and index 2 we have 1, hence it's starting from 1, and since you do not give ending, it's printing till the end. Okay, nor either you give the step, so by default it's going to go one step at a time. Okay, so that's why there are certain cases to remember that by default, everything default, this will be 0, this will be the end. Okay, the entire size of the you can say of the list. Okay, if you do not give, okay, and default of this will be 1. So at any time, okay, if you have to give these three, 0, entire size, and 1, you don't have to mention, it's going to go on its own also. Only when you have to start with certain number, let's say from 1, you don't want to start from the beginning, you want to start from 4, then only you specify. Then if you don't want the entire size, not till the end, okay, then you can specify. If you don't want the step to be just 1 as it is, then you can specify like we did. Okay, so we give 2 or something like that, right? So you can see that these three, just remember, it's some, they are not that important for you to always mention. Like in this case, it's a vague to give 1, because if we don't give also, it's going to go by 1. Okay, and if you want the same thing in descending order, but then you want in step, that is, it should come down by -2, meaning what? It means that I want to print 100, but I don't want 20. I want 100, then 5, then 67, then 45. Then I will give -2, because by default it will go, if I give -1, you saw that it's going to 20, then 5, then 24. So if I want to skip 2 steps, I just give -2. So just have a look at the last output now. The last output, you can see printing 100, next is 5, it's printing. You can see that, right? Then 67, then 45. Okay, so it's not printing by one step. This is what we call as list slicing. Now the same thing, if we have to do the nested. In nested, the same value, let's say, I will have to write it in this way. If I want that this to be a nested list, then I will change my coding a bit. Just a minute. Okay, let's say I have the same list. Okay, now the same list I want to make it nested. Then let's have both the lists. Okay, list 1 and list 2. But you see the difference, I have put a square bracket in, for 67, 24. This means what? 67 and 24 is a nested list inside the list. Okay, so L1 is just a plain list, Okay, we have just normal values, but L2 is a nested list because we have 67 and 24 inside the list. Now if you have a nested list like this, then just this everything is same except that now your index will change. See the difference, 0, then now is going to be 1 here, right? Then this will be 2. Now these two will be 3, remember, okay? And this will be 4, this will be 5, this will be 6, okay? And same thing, similarly, here we have minus 1, okay? Oh, okay, so you will see that now your index will come till there. Why? Because these two will be considered as one index. Okay, just remember that it's going to be one index. Okay, let me just make it the center. Okay, now let me also just give some color to the index. They are not elements. So elements you can see now 6, 7 and 24 is taken as one index. So now if you give the same thing, all this that we have done this now, okay, let me just start again from here, okay, and let's say now I will just repeat, okay, uh, let me just comment these three first, okay, just to be fast, okay, 3, and I save this and I run. You will see I'm printing only like this, print L1 and L2, right? And you see that the output is just printing in this way. So it's printing the entire. First one printing the L1 and the second one is printing the L2. Now let's do this slicing with nested list. If it is a nested list for the first one, if now the same one I give the C and I give 4, okay, but this time I want to print L2. L2 is what? It's a list, okay. So let me just comment all these others first, okay, and you see that you see it's printing 24 for L1, but it's printing 5 for L2. Why? Because for L2 now 4 will mean this one 5, not the 24. You see the difference? That is nested. It is 0, this is 0, 1, 2, then this 2 is 3, then this will be 4. Okay, so that's why it's printing 5, but unlike the other one, this will be 0, 1, 2, 3, and 4. You see, so that is nested list. And similarly all these others also, if instead of I'll just repeat again, this is suppose the same one, this is L1, but now this one I want to print L2, okay, then again you will see the difference. Control S. So you will see that if I say 2, 4, it means what? 0, 1, 2, starting from 2, right? And if I say 4, I set 4 minus 1, it means 3, isn't it? So 0, 1, 2, 3. So it's printing till 67. But if you see in this one, when I say 3, it means what? 0, 1, 2, 3. This, both of them will be printed because in the third index we have both 67 and 24. So similarly with these others as well, if you just print L2, you can, this will not make a difference much, okay, others. And also you will see that suppose let's say this one, the minus 1 also, it will not make a difference much, okay, but in this case let's see for this one, okay, try to print L2, okay, I'm moving by 2 steps, okay. When I move by 2 steps in this way, you just see at the output, the last output, you see it is 2 step down, that is descending. So it's printing first 100, then 5, then 67, then 45, then 100 For L2 it is 100, then 20, right? But then since we give -2, it'll go straight to 5, and it's skipping both 67 and 24, and straight away it's printing 1, then 23. This is what nested list looks like. You can have as many nested also. All will be considered as one index. Okay, and if you want to, you have to refer to it. Then again, you'll have to use a column. Okay, now when I say 3, okay, let me just show you. If I say print, okay, L2, okay, and I do in this way, index 3, 1, 2, that's the index 1, 0, 1, 2, 3, 3, right? So I'll give 3, then 1. Okay. Then if I give in this way, what do you think it'll print? It's printing empty, nothing. Okay, that's because you're saying 0, 1, 2, 3, 3 and 1. Okay, so it's not going to print anything at all. Like suppose now if I want again, if you try to do in this way, it will be syntax error as well. Okay, but if suppose directly if we give just 3, okay, L2 3, what do you think it'll print? 67 and 24, because in index that is 23, 45, then 2, then this would be your third index. That's why it's printing 67 and 24 in your output. Okay, so now I would like all of you to do the assignment as of, let's say now, how do we write? Find it out. How will we print 24 in with L2 with this example itself? Suppose now I want to print 24. As you can see that it is a nested. Okay, I cannot say, like if it is L1, fine, you can just say 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Fourth index is 24, so you can give print L1 4. Okay, like in this case it will print 24, right? But if it is L2, if you say L1 or L2 4, what will it print? L2 4 will print 5. Why? Because this is 0, this is 1, 2, this will be 3, and this will be 4, so it will print 5. Now I want you to find out how do we print this 24. So with this I end my video class till we meet the next video class with some program on list.